Broods and Interludes is a collection of short pieces which will be released in album form in September 2011. Much of the work done in this album has been done over the last 2 years. The title of the album reflects the content within. There's many different moods with influences taken from around the world. Very moody cello pieces to high life Southern African quartet of cello, 2 violins and viola. The pieces contained on the album are written for combinations of stringed instruments, some solo cello work, duo of cello and violin, trio of cello, violin and viola, and 4 pieces for a quartet of cellos. Most of the work over the last 2 years has been in developing the cello part, which uses a new style of playing I call Arpezzato. Arpezzato is built up of many different techniques used in other stringed instruments. The bass guitar, electric guitar, double bass, acoustic guitar, harp, and of course techniques from cello and violin. You have hammer-on, scoops, dead notes, slides, arpeggio style, Vina as a piece employs, I think, the most unusual techniques for a cellist to play. For instance, we have slap cello played, and we have a hammer-on, first finger hammer-on, which you have to sound by striking the fingerboard. Also, I'm playing slap across 2 strings at the same time with one rhythm, while the left hand is employing a different rhythm which matches the violin and viola on top. So would sound. We have use of slides and the drone, which is found often in Indian music. Also employ harmonics. Strum, which is played using 2 fingers, the index finger and the thumb placed together, and you play with the tip of the fingers. My main purpose in the compositional aspect of Broods and Interludes was to develop a cello part that would encompass all aspects of the music: the harmony, the melody, the bass line, and the rhythmic structure. And this was the most challenging part to the composition. I spent most of the first year just working alone on the cello parts, trying things out on the cello, practicing. Once I got a basic structure for the piece, it became clear what the melody would be on top, as it was contained mostly within the cello part. For instance, on Dream in G, the cello starts with the melody. This is then taken up by the violin. One of the most challenging aspects of the compositional process was the scoring. As I was using so many different techniques employed from different instruments, the score needed to represent what I was actually playing on the cello. And as I developed the cello parts intuitively, I found it challenging to put that down on paper. For instance, on Vina, you have this movement. And to score that with its intricacies, it took a very long time. Most of the pieces were finished by last December and were performed at a concert at the King's Place. Then again, as a duo, me and the violinist I normally work with, Samy Bishai, we travelled to Amsterdam and did a show at the very old and beautiful Portuguese synagogue. The intention is that the album will be released in September to coincide with a concert we have at King's Place on Sunday, September the 11th, 2011. For recording, the obvious option would have been to go straight to a recording studio, but I was keen to get a bigger sound on the instruments and exploit their natural sound, so I chose to record in a church. The church was Roslyn Hill Chapel in Hampstead High Street and is known for its acoustics. For the recording, I hired a selection of very high quality Neumann microphones and some Avalon preamps and set up the recording myself in the church. Without engineer, I engineered it myself, and it was a bit of a gamble whether the sound will pay off. On a listen back to the raw material recorded on that day, it's clear that I've got the result that I needed.